Let our team of experts help customize your vaping experience. Stop in and see why we are Lexington's premier vape lounge. Touch, taste, and feel the difference with Alt Smoke.
Now at 4:30 on WKYT this morning, we're tracking a breaking news alert in Lexington right now. Police say a man was injured after a car crashed into a drugstore. We'll have the details straight ahead.
A man was shot after an argument with two women overnight.
And today, the temporary stay allowing the Rowan County clerk to deny marriage licenses will expire. That story and more coming up on WKYT this morning.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT This Morning.
Good morning and welcome into WKYT This Morning on your Monday as we're about to head for September. I'm Bill Bryant.
And I'm Rebecca Smith. And let's see what the day has in store for us with the weather with Micah Harris.
Well, we're looking outside and seeing a pretty clean start for the most part. I mean, we have a few sprinkles down toward the southeast, but that's about it. We look across the region for temperatures much different than last week. Remember, last week we were low to mid-50s. We're not even close to that. We're actually above average now as we're starting to see some tropical moisture slide on in here. 85 degrees by the afternoon, small chance of rain. It's pretty much what you saw there on Sunday and on Saturday, so we're continuing that trend. But there is a slight chance of rain each and every day throughout your work week and also pretty warm temperatures. I'll show you a summer feel coming up.
Okay, look forward to that. We'll see you shortly.
WKYT is tracking a breaking news alert out of Lexington this morning. Authorities say a man was hurt after a car crashed into a utility pole and a drugstore.
This happened just a little while ago. Officers were called to the Rite Aid on West Loudon Avenue about an hour and a half ago or so. Police say a man and woman hit the light pole, then a bystander, then the side of the building. They say the woman took off after the crash. The man says he was letting the woman drive his car, but he didn't know who she was, claiming they had just met at a party. The Rite Aid was closed at the time. We are unsure of the condition of the injured bystander's condition at this moment. New this morning, Lexington police are investigating a shooting that happened overnight. Police were called to an apartment on Village Drive about 12:45 this morning. Investigators say a man and two women were arguing when one of the women fired a gun through a door, hitting the man in the knee. He was rushed to UK Hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. The woman then ran from the scene. Police tried tracking her down, but they lost her. Officers had only a limited description of the suspect.
New this morning, Lexington police arrested a mother overnight after authorities say they found her passed out in her truck with her kids in the vehicle. Firefighters say they found the woman around 1:15 in the morning at the intersection of Appomattox Road and Maywick Drive, just off Alexandria. Officers say they found the woman passed out with an 11-month-old and a 1-year-old in the car. Police told us she was on alcohol or drugs. They weren't sure which. She's been charged with DUI and wanton endangerment. The kids are staying with family. Firefighters in Lincoln County are investigating a fire overnight they say destroyed a building. Investigators say that fire broke out around 11 last night at a home on Maxwell Street in Stanford. Flames damaged the home next to it as well. It was vacant at the time. There's no word on how the fire started.
Well, a temporary stay that allows Rowan County Clerk Kim Davis to deny marriage licenses expires today. A federal judge issued the temporary stay on his injunction that required Davis to issue licenses so the appeals court could review the case. Friday, Davis filed an emergency petition with the U.S. Supreme Court to have a justice review her appeal. She then asked Judge David Bunning to extend the stay while she appeals to the Supreme Court. He denied her request. A transgender couple in Rowan County that Davis issued a marriage license back in February is speaking out. Cameron Colon, who is transgender, and his wife Alexis, says Davis's office provided the license back on February 26th without asking for Cameron's birth certificate. The birth certificate identifies Cameron as female.
It was issued. They were married that day. It was filed. So, in all actuality, she married a gay couple.
The couple took part in Saturday's rally outside the courthouse. Hargis says Cameron and Alexis waited to come forward because they were nervous about how the public would handle the news.
Well, this morning, friends and family members are remembering a cyclist who was killed in a hit and run. Police say Friday night, Marciano Pazos was riding his bike down Newtown Pike when Jess Greathouse hit him with his car. Pazos died from his injuries. Greathouse was later arrested and charged in the case. WKYT Sam Smith spoke to volunteers at Broke Spoke in Lexington who say they knew Pazos.
Newtown Pike was the scene of a hit and run on Friday. A cyclist was killed.
You always wonder if it's somebody that you know, that you become friends with.
The victim has been identified as Martiano Pozos. Alan Kirkwood of the Broke Spoke Bike Shop says he didn't know Pozos, but when a cyclist is killed on the road, the cyclist community feels it.
Because he's somebody's friend, and somebody's father, or uncle, brother, so there's always loss there.
People here at Broke Spoke know what it's like to lose someone that way. 3 years ago today, one of their volunteers was killed while on his bicycle.
It was a real sad day for us here.
Thomas Rick Kerr was killed while riding his bike on Russell Cave Road in 2012. Volunteers built a ghost bike in his memory that now hangs in the shop.
We thought the most fitting place for it would be to put it down here where he spent most of his time.
In Lexington's latest fatal car and bicycle crash, Jess Greathouse has been charged with manslaughter, leaving the scene of an accident, and driving under the influence. Kirkwood says motorists and cyclists need to be more aware of each other.
It's sad that that happens anytime, especially in the case where it could have been avoided.
In Lexington, Sam Smith, WKYT.
Well, investigators say Pozos was riding with the flow of traffic. Greathouse is expected in court today. Well, family members say she was a happy, outgoing lady. We're learning more this morning about the woman who died over a crash over the weekend in Garrett County. The Garrett County coroner tells us 51-year-old Terry Carmack was riding down Highway 1295 Saturday when a bird hit her and caused her to lose control. Carmack went over a 60-foot embankment. She died at the scene.
She could make friends very easily. She was a grandmother. She had 5 grandchildren that she loved more than life. She really enjoyed riding her motorcycle. She was just a really outgoing, fun, happy person.
Well, Fox Funeral Home in Stanford is handling her funeral arrangements. A visitation will be Wednesday from 5 to 7. There will also be a public memorial service for Carmack following the visitation.
Lexington police have made another gang recruitment arrest as part of a year-long investigation. Officers arrested 42-year-old Thomas Wallace Jr. Friday night in Lexington. They originally arrested 3 people Thursday for the same alleged crime. Gregory Smith, Gerald Smith, and Trevor Spencer were all charged with gang recruitment. Police say they were taking part in an initiation ritual at Whitney Young Park. The Lexington police chief says investigators have been watching those men throughout the year.
That's what we want to do. We don't want it to start and then blossom. We want to take it right now and nip it at the bud and get right to it.
Criminal gang recruitment is a misdemeanor charge. Both Gerald Smith and Gregory Smith pleaded guilty to that charge in court on Friday.
A Laurel County mother faces charges after police say she used her son to help her shoplift. Deputies arrested 28-year-old Casey King Friday night at the Walmart near Corbin. Investigators tell us employees saw King hiding items on herself and on her 6-year-old son. They say she tried to leave the store without paying. They're valued at more than $60. King is charged with theft by unlawful taking and endangering the welfare of a minor. Her son is now in custody of another family member.
Kentucky Education Commissioner Terry Holliday is retiring at the end of today. And over the weekend, the State Education Board said they have narrowed their search for his replacement down to 2 people. The board met with 5 candidates last week. They have not said which 2 of those 5 have been picked, but they have ordered in-depth background checks. And when those results come in, the board will have a special meeting to take the next step. Kevin Brown is serving as interim commissioner until the board hires a new one. We have an update for you on a story we've been following out of Laurel County. The family of Chris Gilbert, the man diagnosed with Legionnaire's disease 2 weeks ago, says he is now being treated at UK Hospital. Gilbert's father tells us that crews airlifted him there last Wednesday. He is still breathing with the help of a ventilator, but his father says he is starting to hold oxygen on his own now. Of course, we wish him the best on what has been a long road to recovery from that. Time this morning is 4:39 on WKYT This Morning, and we are just getting started.
You can find a package of hot dogs in many refrigerators across America, but is that a good thing? Moms Every Day has more on that coming up.
We're looking at that tropical feel come sliding on in here. That'll give us some slight rain chances as we go throughout the day and off into your work week. We'll get right into those details coming up next.